So I wanted to make a quick video on something that I noticed and something that I just observed from my whole life, pretty much. I don't know. I kind of see a trend and something that just baffles me is that basically a lot of people just write off God or write off Jesus and everything like that just because of how people treated them. And I mean, I can understand why. Like, I hear stories of people don't believe in God because either they'll pray for something and nothing happens, or they, some people said they were gay and then people at church were treating them horribly, or whatever reason, whatever it is, people get treated horribly because of how they are or something that they believe in. Um, I guess I just want to say, like, God has nothing to do with that. I don't know how much you've read into the Bible, and people kind of want to write off God anyway because of some things that were in the Bible. I know one thing that I hear a lot is he told Abraham to sacrifice his son, and people are like, "Oh, God is a child killer," and then I'm just don't understand how people can say that when that wasn't even the whole intention of why God told him to do that anyway. Whether you believe it or not, that was not the story or not. I mean, that's not the intention of why God said to sacrifice your son. It was just to test his faith. He's not a child killer. But anyway, um, just if you're gonna get angry about something, I would say get angry at how people are treating you. But that has nothing to do with God. In fact, God, He tells us how we are supposed to treat people with love and respect and kindness, patience, and very slow to get angry. And you can get in a whole thing of how God gets angry at things. If He made us in His image and we get angry, obviously He's going to get angry. I can make a whole other video on just God being angry and loving at the same time. But just for people watching this, don't just write off God because of how other people are treating you. If you're in the church and you just don't like how things are going on in the church, that has nothing to do with God. What I did, being a Jehovah's Witness, I didn't agree with what was going on. So I just looked at the Bible. I looked at how God says we are supposed to be and who He is, and that's what I based my faith on. I guess luckily I never trusted people even as a little kid, so I never put my faith in anyone. But I can understand how if somebody is trusting somebody in the church and say they hear that person that they were putting their faith in molested a child or committed some type of crime or has been doing something that is considered a sin, then yeah, I can see why people would just lose their faith. But we shouldn't be putting our faith in people anyway. That's not the point. Our mission, really. It's to love other people and treat them with kindness and respect, not to put our faith in them that they're going to fulfill us. They're not. No one is. No boy, no girl, no friend, no sibling, no parent is ever going to fulfill you. That's just never going to happen. You're always going to come up empty. The only way to do that is to go to God or your spirit source. That's the only thing. And that's what He tells us. We're supposed to love Him with our whole body, mind, and soul. And that's what I'm doing and working on trying to do. And it's very tempting because the world makes these pretty movies and everything and books about finding true love, and that's just a load of crap. It really is. It's just a load of crap. So if you're putting your faith in having a boyfriend, girlfriend, or spouse, or finding your true love or anything like that, that's just, you're gonna come up empty-handed, period. I don't care what TV tells you or what stories you've heard. You haven't heard the ending of it, and people always come up empty-handed. The only way I have seen people not come empty-handed is when they actually surrender to God. And I'll make a whole bunch of other videos on stuff like this. But point being, don't write off God because of how other people are treating you. See for yourself what He does. I had to go on a whole mission and just read the Bible and research and everything about how God is. And I stopped reading. I'm going to make a whole lot of videos based on, because I need to clarify some things that I'm saying. But looking at translated Bibles, they're really messed up. Looking at original Hebrew and Greek texts, I know you can't read it, but looking at the definitions of how they were interpreted then, and the context of when a book in the Bible was written, of what was going on in the world at that time, it can make a whole lot of things just clearer, and it made a lot more sense, and it made me look at God a whole different way, a better way. It was very, very nice and very truthful, and that's all I care about. I think, having been a Jehovah's Witness, I am terrified of being told a lie now, and so I'm still like kind of holding back a little bit on some things that I do believe, but I'm definitely eagerly trying to seek truth out of this. But yeah, don't just write off God because how people are treating you. He has nothing to do with how people are treating you. Just love him and love yourself. Okay, that's it. Bye.